album came out in 1987. They fired Chris Poland and Gar Samuelson because of drug problems with heroin. They were selling instruments to pay for the heroin addictions. Now that was kind of a good decision, like for money-wise for the band, but musically it pretty much killed them. Jeff Young and Chuck Baylor do not take the place of Chris Poland or Gar Samuelson very well. Their playing isn't very great, especially Chuck Baylor. The drumming is noticeably mediocre compared to Gar Samuelson. And Jeff Young is okay, but Chris Poland is definitely better. The solos are kind of lackluster from Jeff. Oh, by the way, the cover, kind of stupid. It shows live action Vic Rattlehead on like the moon. The production of this album sounds terrible. I'd probably rather listen to Killing Is My Business than this. Production on that's a little bit worse. There's just something really weird about the way Paul Lanny mixed this album. It has a very, very flat sound to it. The first song, Into the Lungs of Hell, is a very cool instrumental that has like a really weird build-up, like horns and stuff. It's kind of corny. I don't really like the build-up to it. When the song goes into it, it's very awesome. It seems like it inspired a lot of death metal soloing and stuff that Dave does in the song. It has a really cool progression throughout the song, and then it kind of sounds like it has a falling down effect towards the end. Very, very great opening track, and a very great Megadeth song, and a cool instrumental as well. I definitely check this song out. The next song, Set the World Afire, was originally titled Megadeth. Dave actually wrote this song on the bus ride after getting kicked out of Metallica. It's like he was reading a newspaper article from that the senator had said. And it said the arsenal of Megadeth cannot be written because it was during like the Cold War era. And Megadeth is the death toll of a nuclear explosion. So the song title's changed to Set the World Afire. I thought it would be kind of cooler if they kept it Megadeth and then maybe had a ... Set the World Afire. It's also not even a single song called So Far, So Good, So What. I don't even like the title of the album. So Set the World Afire is very cool. It has like the opening of like the song I Don't Want to Set the World Afire back from like the 50s. It sounds like a nuke drops and the song just gets epic and epic all the way through. Easily one of the best Megadeth songs by far, and pretty much their anthem, and it's pretty much about what their whole band's about, like nuclear war and all this stuff. The end solo from Jeff Young is one of the only good solos in my opinion from him off this whole album. There's a controversy that Dave said he apparently hummed the solos to Jeff Young. Jeff Young said that is completely untrue. The solos are really cool, the riffs are very great, and the chorus is awesome. The next song is Anarchy in the UK, a cover from the Sex Pistols, and is completely terrible. Mary Jane is a very, very, very underrated Megadeth song, and it's not about marijuana before you ask that. It's about a witch that they try to summon. It like pretty much like possesses a person who summons them and they go crazy. The lyrics are very cool and creepy about insanity and stuff. This song is like amazing. It would easily kind of fit with the atmosphere of Peace Elf, and that's why I really wish they could have gotten Gar Samuelson and Chris Poland. This album seems like it slapped together. The part where Dave plays this riff, it leads into the chorus. I think it's David. The chorus is awesome. Then you have just Jeff playing these really amazing echoey solos. Jeff has a pretty cool tone in this album. I'll at least give him that. This and the Set the World Afire solos and the Hook and Mouth solo are like the only thing I remember from him off this whole album. The next song, 502, is kind of filler. A lot of people say Mary Jane's filler, but I consider 502 kind of filler. It's a racing song, kind of out of place for Megadeth. The solo from Jeff is okay. The lyrics are kind of like the only part I really like of the song. The part where he crashes in the song, because it's about a car chase. The riffs are alright, but it seems like the subject matter is not that great. It's kind of an underdeveloped song for what Megadeth are used to. The next song, In My Darkest Hour, is easily one of the most classic and best Megadeth songs. Believe it or not, it took me a while to get into this song. This song is very, very melodic and beautiful. It was dedicated to Cliff Burton, the bass player of Metallica who died. But a lot of people think it's about Cliff Burton. It kind of doesn't make any sense because he says Diana, and at the beginning of the song he says, in my darkest hour, no, you weren't there. Yeah, it just doesn't really make any sense unless he was just being a dick to Cliff and being like, yeah, you weren't there. Dave's a dick, but he's not that much of an asshole. Yeah, In My Dark Star, very beautiful. The lyrics are very, very great. Everything works together, but it sounds a lot like Mary Jane. It's very epic-y type of song. The lyrics before, like, the solo part is really cool. But then Jeff Young's solo just feels lackluster compared to Dave's solo. Dave usually has people that are better than him do solos. The next song, Liar, I've never been a big fan of this song. The lyrics are about Chris Poland and saying he's an asshole. His sister is a skank, he's got herpes, both are hep and AIDS, and then his daddy's a wino. This whole section where he's just like saying insults very, like 1,000 miles an hour. It's funny to hear Dave try to sing that live. The next song, Hook and Mouth, is very, very weird. I don't think Megadeth have ever done anything like this. And this is a good time to mention that their drug addiction reached its pretty much peak at this point. So bad that David Ellefson had to go to rehab. Dave went to rehab. Dave was just taking everything. I think this is the time where he actually did die and they had to resuscitate him. Either that or euthanasia. I can't remember which era. This song is very, very drug-induced. It's very weird but really cool at the same time. It's about the PMRC hearings I've talked about before, where it's the free speech versus the parental guidance signs on the album. It's very weird. You wouldn't think that until really listen to some of the lyrics where, like, the chorus, he's like trying to spell out freedom. Like all this lyrics about free speech. When they play it live, he dedicated it to Tipper Gore. That's when I realized it was about the PMRC. It starts to show how bad Chuck is with this drum playing that goes throughout the beginning, but it sounds kind of lackluster to what Gar Samuelson would be playing. Then it gets really cool and Dave kicks in, and the solo fills from Jeff Young are actually pretty cool in this song. The part where it returns to just like drum and double bass towards the end, and he says like a fish with hook and mouth. That part's pretty cool. It's kind of corny, but somehow it works. It's just so bizarre.